Everyone. Yes, it's a Saturday, beautiful Saturday morning. The sun's going out there. It's warmed up a little bit. Ooh, and I have the weekend off. Oh, one would think. We kind of have the a little something established here if all goes well, though my daughter's not feeling well, so I'm gonna be cooking tonight as well, which is fine because I'm going to make Wiener Schnitzel tonight. Yes. Uh, I say, if I have a plan for cooking and I have this vision, I'm all for it. But the weekend was supposed to be their cooking kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe my son-in-law will say, hey, I want to do something. We'll see. But my husband's coming. And so why am I? Because he's a carnivore eater. He got into this diet. Okay. And so now you gotta have plenty of bacon and eggs and steak and butter because that's what he eats and nothing else, more or less. So, is there a super nanny for husbands that you can get to eat whatever there is to eat and rather not have to, make two meals just because they're on some weirdo diet? Okay. All right, is it a big deal? No, no, no. But it's one of those things where I thought I was just going to have this time to where I don't have to be the visionary for all kinds of other things I don't want to be the visionary for right now. Anyway, but it's my younger granddaughter's birthday party tomorrow, so he's coming and he's making the effort. It's a 2 hour plus drive, and so so I'll make him what he wants to eat. But again, it's like, can't there not be one weekend where nobody throws some kind of a wrench into my laziness? Okay. Another thing, I love watching the show alone. It's nice in the American one that they have. They bleep out all the foul language. Why would you be out there in nature and use that type of language? Really? Then you're not meant to be there, in my personal opinion. And again, for obvious reasons, we are not. I have never heard any animal out there or any of the trees, plants, or whatever use that type of degrading language. Why are we doing it? Because we can, because we choose to do so or not to do so, right? So being out there with all this preciousness in a way that's, yeah, dangerous and very challenging from most of our backgrounds that we come from, right? Then what? One can't appreciate that without all the. What are you doing out there? Cussing and cursing nature? The creation of God? Okay, I'm just saying, because things aren't going your way. I wonder, I thought about that. I wonder if, some places in the world where people really still have to depend on their skills for survival all the time, not just when it comes in handy on shows like this. Certain tribes that are still living, how I wonder if people from those places, if they were to start actually pulling in people to say, okay, this dude looks like he's been living in it, or that woman, and I wonder if the people here who think they have all this knowledge would actually even be a threat to someone like that. Who says, well, I'll live like this all year long, so okay, whatever. That would be interesting. Yes? Open it up to the whole world where people can apply. And yeah, you might have to, okay, apply. You might have to go and find them, right? Because they don't have internet. Yeah, still places like that in the world. Well, anyway. But so I love watching the show, and they do bleep that out. In the Australian one, they don't, and I couldn't watch that. It was really sad. Eventually, I'm going, well, okay, there may be some, and it was not the same. Somehow, it just wasn't the same. It felt staged, fake, not real. Somehow, I don't know why it felt that way. Anyway, so and I'm watching the one right now where they are in teams, and there's the father, right, who goes and tramps through the woods to go and get to his son, who's quite young. I mean, he had to be 18 or older. And here he is, day two, people. He's going, yeah, I'm happy to do this with my son, to have this experience of being resilient and this and that. And he hears the helicopter, and the helicopter comes and gets him. His son couldn't do it. Day two, his son wasn't hurt. 2 days. Okay, so he may not have had much food or whatever, and the son was done. And the father was really, yeah, if he feels that way and we go down as a team, so be it. I really did not feel any kind of, oh my God, boy, you're a loser to the son, right? And, but I kind of looked at that team and I thought, yeah, you, as a parent, you thought that this would be as great of an experience for your son as it would be for you. Not realizing that you have spoiled your son, you raised your son to give in at the slightest whatever, and that's the consequence. So as parents, we have to really remember, for what kind of life are we preparing our children for? What do we want them to accomplish? Not according to our own desires, but to our children's desires. And are we raising them so that they can do it? Yes? The one thing that, and I did the same thing, but I think that parents should really rethink on how much they're giving their children at a young age. Make it possible for their children at a young age, where the children have to do nothing for it. Nothing at all. Yes? I see that with our little one here. She has some toys. I go periodically through it and put a box aside, and she has so many toys. And she's very grateful for all of them. She finds things to do with all of them. Yes? She doesn't destroy anything. She is very receptive to me showing her on what to do with the toys, what she could do. Then she does her own thing anyway, and it's great to see that. And I try to discourage my son-in-law and my daughter to get more. I said, don't get more. She's very happy with what she has. So anyway, so I'm watching this father and son, and then how it goes down, and they're out after the second day, because the son had never developed a resilience. Right? Was never taught that when things get a little, and surely they're not out there without any kind of experience. But for the son, it was, well, I have an easy way out. And the son took the easy way out, rather than, I'm at least going to wait. I can handle the hunger until my dad gets here, which is about 3 or 4 days. Yes? Couldn't do it. Too spoiled. Too spoiled to make it. He wasn't hurt. He wasn't in any kind of danger. He was just, don't want to do it. Don't have to. Don't want to. Yes? So, there it is. Now, let's see what we got in Proverbs. And the parent was very gracious about it. And that is it. What are you going to do? I have a feeling that the father's going to go home and say, I know what my son needs. He needs a bit more resilience than what I have given him or prepared him for. And that's a good thing too. Maybe that's what needed to happen there. Yes? Okay. Anyway, so we are in the Proverbs, book of Proverbs 11. A false balance is abhorrent to Yahweh. A just weight is pleasing to him. Yeah, I did read this before, and I started watching the show before, and I'm going, wow, this is really appropriate. This is kind of guiding me into this video. The word abhorrent is wrong. I look at God, the Creator, from the perspective of a parent. I'm a parent. I believe that I am a good parent. I did the best that I could do as a parent. I could have done better, yes, but with what I knew, with what I had, with what I was given to deal with, I believe I have done the best. Then no one's going to take that from me. Doesn't matter what my children have to say, what my husband has to say, what people around me have to say. I have done my absolute best at all times. I believe that. And no one will take that from me. Do I have some things to apologize for now? Or did I? Do I have some things that I have to say, yep, that could have gone better if I'd have known, if I'd have had the support, if. Okay? Sure. But at that time, that was not the case. Yes? Okay. We have to give that to ourselves as parents to say, I did all that I can do, all that I could do. And yes, some things still went astray. But would I ever regard any of my children's actions or whatever out there as abhorrent? That I say, duh! No. Because the product that is out there as my children also comes from me. And I would never look at that as being abhorrent. Yes, can there be some things done better? Is there some advice to be given? Yes, is there some help to be and support to be given when it comes to the side of goodness? Of course. Will I step aside? Well, if you want to do that, then I can't be a part of that because that's not on the side of goodness anymore. And put that out there as well. Yes. But to look as a false balance is abhorrent to Yahweh, God doesn't have any kind of control over that. So there's no, balance is great. But if the balance isn't there, what do? We try to restore. We try to help to elevate. But to just look at it as being abhorrent is the easy way out. Again, is God someone that gossips and spreads rumors and slanders? No. Done. I do not like how that is weight. A just weight is pleasing to him. Oh yeah, when things go all well with everybody out there, we're like, oh yeah, this is great. We're all a part of it as well. And the thing is, our Heavenly Parent wants to be a part of our lives. Yes? He is the part of that balance. So to just take this and for God to sit on, make it look as if God is sitting on his throne, oh, that's abhorrent. Oh yeah, that's pleasing to me, is wrong. It doesn't work that way. Because it doesn't work for any good parent that way. Pride comes first. Disgrace soon follows. With the humble is wisdom found. Yeah, okay. The honest have their own honesty for guidance. The treacherous are ruined by their own perfidy. In the day of retribution, riches will be useless, but uprightness delivers from death. The uprightness does not deliver you from death. The uprightness of the good makes their way straight. The wicked fall by their own wickedness. Their uprightness sets the honest free. The treacherous are imprisoned by their own desires. Yeah, as I said, I've already talked enough about all this. It is what it is, and someone wrote this down as again, how much do you want to be brainwashed by all of this, right? But because there's way more to it than just these. They're in two little sentence segments, and there is a finality. It seems like there's a finality to all of them that I disagree with, right? Because again, we operate under free will. We have free will. We get to choose. And when I look out there at all the different lives of the people and what they may go through, this and that, then again, do they feel the same as I do? I'm doing the best that I can as a parent. I am. Yes? And then to just decide, again, this is so full of judgment, in my opinion. Yeah, are there some things where you just say, God Almighty, how could this even happen with people around? Right? Yes? Other people around. Then you got to go, no, this needs to be stopped. Something's not right. You know, what's wrong with people out there? You would never let that happen to one of your own children. Then don't let it happen to other children. Yes? Okay. Well, anyway, let's keep going. Let's read that last one more. Their uprightness sets the honest free. Does it? Does it actually set you free, or do you just come into the line of fire? Why? Because there's so many people out there whose desires are not upright. And if they get you on board as well, for one reason or another, well, then keep on going. Right? Yes? I've said many times, why are there so many drugs coming from outside this country into this country? There has to be a reason for that. Though they're illegal here. How's that possible? Unless, just saying, who's involved in all that? How's it possible for whole little counties over in California, or is it Oregon, Northern California, Oregon, to be taken over by drug cartels? Whole little counties. And people walk out of there or get maimed because they want to leave, they want to flee, get caught in, they get maimed like slaves. How's that possible? This is happening in our country right now. How's that possible? We have the National Guard, don't we? Don't we have a big old army? And we can protect our own citizens in our own country against the drug cartels from South America? Are you kidding me? What's going on here? Yeah. The treacherous are imprisoned by their own desires. Really? I feel like more often that the people who are still trying to do the right thing, are being imprisoned by the treacherous actions of others because they're too powerful, they're too numerous, and justice can't be had for the upright. For their own surroundings, for their own place to live, they have to live in fear and can't do a thing about it. Huh? That's awful. Happening in our own country. Many more other things in our own country. And we worry about what? People who don't know if they're women or men? Hello? Okay. I had to say that. The hope of the wicked perishes with death. Hope placed in riches comes to nothing. The upright escapes affliction, the wicked incurs it instead. Through his mouth the godless is the ruin of his neighbor, but by knowledge the upright are safeguarded. Okay, this was so many thousands of years ago. So one would think that as time progresses, humanity progresses as well. So has any of this come true? I don't think so. What did that just say? Yes? Okay. Some things are better. Other things, though, it's like you fix one place or you address one wickedness and it just kind of wheedles its way around some other areas and corners and finds another place where wickedness keeps establishing itself again. Right? Yes? The loopholes in this or that or I don't know what. All within the desires of, mankind, men and women now. Yes? It's amazing. But has it ever really gotten to the point where a wickedness has been destroyed, is no more, or restored, rather? Huh? I don't know. I don't see it. You tell me one thing. Um, so we have to keep on going. Say, I am doing this for the reputation of God. Make sure that people understand. Don't listen. Don't listen to. Remember what it is to be a good parent. And our heavenly parent is the absolute parent, the absolute guidance when it comes to that. And what is that? Remember when you were a child, how would you want it to have been treated? Then, as you got older, and as a parent, how should you treat your children? Yes? Again, what? To become whips? Like that one son? Or what do you make them in? And how do you do that? Yes? With absolute love. Absolute love. And sometimes there's a little tough love there. But absolute love. And be the best example to them that you can be. When the upright prosper, the city rejoices. When the wicked are ruined, there is a shout of joy. Well, get that. A city is raised on the blessing of the honest and demolished by the mouth of the wicked. What the heck does any of that have to do with a city? Whoever looks down on a neighbor lacks good sense. The intelligent keeps a check on the tongue. A tittle-tattler lets secrets out. The trustworthy keeps things hidden. Wait a second. A tittle-tattler lets secrets out. What kind of secrets? What kind of secrets? What are we talking about here? That's a weird one. A trustworthy keeps things hidden. Really? Oh. Aha. Are you guys getting this? I'm not wrong when I correct what is written here. Why would anyone need secrets? For what exactly? And why would one need others to keep, to be trustworthy? For what? So they can pull them also into their secrets? Make them an accomplice? Wow. I'm going to just make a mark here because I feel that guided by Spirit World, I've just given you the proof here on how, no. We have to change. We have to change our way of thinking, our way of, if we really want to restore mankind in the way that I believe in, with the divine principle and true parents and the second coming, and of course, always as my brother Jesus as the ultimate guide, and then of course my heavenly parent as the ultimate example of all and everything, we have to change a lot of in the ways that we're thinking. Okay? A tittle-tattler. See that? What's that right here? That's a name calling. Lets secrets out. What secrets exactly, and why do they need to be kept? The trustworthy keeps things hidden. Okay. For want of leadership, a people perishes. Safety lies in many advisers. Really? Whoever goes bail for a stranger does himself harm, but one who shuns going surety is safe. Don't even. A gracious woman acquires honor. Violent people acquire wealth. And no idea what that means. And don't care. I'm kind of done with this already. I'm just going to keep going through it. Disappointment crowns the labors of the wicked. Whoever sows uprightness reaps a solid reward. Whoever establishes uprightness is on the way to life. Whoever pursues evil, on the way to death. Everybody is on the way to death in this physical world. And this, to me, it has nothing to do with spirit world at all. This is someone's agenda to keep the people in line according to what? With all kinds of ways to try to control them, put fear into them, because they don't know what's going to come after death. They don't know, well, how long am I going to live, right? It is an odd thing to me that all throughout history in the Bible, otherwise this net, on how men in particular, and some women too, were trying to acquire immortality. And immortality here on earth does not exist. Done. Tortuous hearts are abhorrent to Yahweh, dear to him those whose ways are blameless. Be sure of it, the wicked will not go unpunished, but the race of the upright will come to no harm. Here is the assurity. What did we just read a little earlier here? Whoever goes bail for a stranger does himself harm, but no one who shuns going surety is safe. Be sure of it, the wicked will not go unpunished, but the race of the upright will come to no harm. That's a fallacy right there. Just saying. A golden ring in the snout of a pig is a lovely woman who lacks direction. I have never seen a golden ring in the snout of a pig, but I've seen them in bulls. Not gold, but because that's the easiest way to lead a bull, a male bull, a male, where you want them to go without getting violent, because they're strong and they can, But a ring in their nose, that keeps them very docile. So I don't know. I have no idea. A golden ring in the snout of a pig is a lovely woman who lacks direction. I have no idea. They kind of switched that around. But in reality, it's the other way around. Okay. The hope of the upright is nothing but good. The expectation of the wicked is retribution. One scatters money around, yet only adds to his wealth. Another is excessively mean, but only grows the poorer. Okay. The soul who blesses will prosper. Whoever satisfies others will also be satisfied. The people's curse is on those who hoard the wheat. Their blessing on the head of those who sell it. Oh, sell it, not give it. Okay. Whoever strives for good obtains favor. Whoever looks for evil will get an evil return. Okay. Whoever trusts in riches will have a fall. The upright will flourish like the leaves. Whoever misgoverns a house inherits the wind, and the fool becomes slave to the wise. The fruit of the upright is a tree of life. The sage captivates souls. If here on earth the upright gets due reward, how much more the wicked and the sinner? Okay, that's the end of 11. Okay. I don't have a whole lot more to say to this. It's just like, okay, I was a child growing up who watched the adults around me very carefully. And there was this old woman, I remember, who lived on the same street we lived on. And she lived like 2 houses behind us. She had a big old house. And there were a lot of children around where we were in our neighborhood there. We were kind of living up a steep mountain. But, okay, so there was this little neighborhood there. And I remember that she went to church, seen her in church, often went to church. And she was meaner than milk skimmings when it comes to her behavior towards children. She did not like children. Children were trouble. They caused damage, this and that. And most of the children that I knew there, and I was somewhat outside as well with everyone else, were not that destructive or this or that. Gosh, we're children, okay? And she had the greatest hill to sled down, right? Anyway, she would continuously just holler mean things at us, this and that, and yet she went to church all the time. It seems like going to church never touched this woman's heart. You know, when I think back on that, this woman every so often comes to my mind, and how unhappy she just was with all these doggone kids around her. You could hardly escape it. There were a lot of kids. We weren't on the internet yet, and this and that, so we were outside a lot. Okay, I was reading a lot, but I was outside too, so it's not like I was just reading. And I could never would watch this woman. I go, how can you how can you go to church all the time and not learn anything? I was a kid. I loved going to church. I loved the singing parts. I loved just being there, and I did feel the presence of God. But that had more to do with me, not the church and all the pretty stuff in there, or the priests or the people there. It was me. I actively brought the heavenly presence of God into a church. That's why I felt his presence. I brought him there. I took him with me. You understand what I'm saying? If you're just going to church to find God, you're probably not going to find him. You've got to bring God actively with you to church. Do you understand? And when you do that and then share that with others, maybe this woman eventually would have gotten that too. And instead of being so hateful and mean to us children, right, chase us off. Oh, I'll call the police. I'll call your parents. For what? We're just sliding down a hill here. It's fun. Right? And other things too. In the summer, it wasn't much different. Why not just bring out some hot cocoa, something, cookie. Here, guys, take a break. Come here. Yes? And then bring that to church with her. Just saying. Would have made her a much more happy person, right? For his children, she was just a mean old witch, hag, an old woman, unhappy, and constantly was just being mean. That's how I remember her. Sad, right? Yes? Okay. Well, anyway. So, I've watched people growing up, and early on I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to be pulled into all these secrets of the people, this hidden stuff going on. You're acting one way in one place and acting another way in another place. What is that? Sounds wrong to me. I don't want to be a part of that. Yes? Was I kind of a special child like that? I don't think so. I think every child sees that. And eventually the children have to make a decision. Yes? Again, for survival. Which way am I going to go? How am I going to digest everything I see around me? And the things I have to go, that's not. What? Oh, that's good. That's not. But then they're governed by whom? Adults, parents, teachers, and who knows what else. Now with the internet, strangers. So, what do a lot of children do? Yes? So again, at that time, was it a whole lot different? I don't think so. When it comes to the foundations of things, they all always stay the same, right? Things on the surface may look a little different, but the foundations always, they have to be strong and solid and right. Yes, then you can work a little bit with the materials to build one's life on top. So there it is. I could say more, but If as a parent you can say, and again, there's just going to be people out there and your own children, this and that, they're going to say, no, 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 this was all, no, no, no. I saw this one show. Okay, this is my last one. She had 14 children. Some things didn't go very well. This and that. She turned into a hoarder. And you got to hear from the children on how certain things came across to them on how their mother was to them. I'm sitting there, I'm going, all right, well, I would challenge every one of those children who had something to say about their mom when it came to their upbringing, eh, to have 14 children on their own and then do better. Yes? Yes, see? Yeah. Just saying. 14 children. Yes? Well, one could stop at somebody. Okay, that's not our. There were 14 children, and I've no doubt that this mom did the best she could under the circumstances. And her children, who are adults now, look like most of them in their 40s, don't get that. Her house need cleaning out. But again, some of the stuff that due to whatever circumstances or need or want or greed or whatever, to have this publicly out there, this and that, I don't get. I don't believe it belongs there. Number one. When it comes to, I said, there's other things that do belong, but that's going to stay hidden. As I said, a tittle tattler, or it says in here, right? Yeah. I think that a lot of wicked, horrible things are being kept secret. And there are people out there that should tell, but they don't. I hope they are aware that if you let children come to harm because you don't want to be honest about what's going on, you should worry. You should worry about death. You really should. So, done? May Heavenly Parent bless, protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. And don't be afraid to be the best that you can be. Acknowledge you are the best that you can be. And that you have a great guide if you believe in God and spirit world. And to trust your own instincts when it comes instincts and heart to mind when it comes to many different things. And to trust your conscience to guide you as well. Yes? It's not other people out there that govern us. It's ourselves, number one. And then we have this great backing of our Heavenly Parent who wants only the best for us, will only stand up for the best for us. Yes, and in Good Spirit World was right there with us too. Yes, that's a fabulous foundation for restoration. Then be a good example out there for everyone else. Guide you, embrace you with love, and I will talk to you all another time.